access to record, just let me know that as well. Jim Hammett, you're up first, sir. Go ahead.
Jeff, I know you always have a great appreciation for playing against the Leonard Hamilton team. I mean, what does this team, bring? And I know they're not having a great season, but what kind of challenges do they bring?
Well, I think they've been good in conference. Once they've got their collection of guys back from injury, and when they cleared the kids that were two-time transfers and allowed them to play, I think they've been playing good basketball since then. They were a little bit undermanned to start the season, so their non-conference record wasn't as good. But in conference, they've been very tough. They've been a good team. Number one, they play a different style. They're going to pressure you. They have great length. They switch a lot of stuff. Then offensively, they play at an incredibly fast pace. They do a great job of attacking the paint and getting fouled. And so this is a style that we have not seen since earlier in the year. It's going to be difficult to prepare for it in practice because we don't have a bunch of 6'7" to 6'10" guys, just on our practice squad. But we're excited about the challenge. We're excited about the opportunity, and we look forward to
it. Go next to Noah Hiles. Go ahead, Noah.
Hey, Jeff. Just looking, obviously, a lot is on the line this regular season and every game you'll play from now until the 17th. How do you feel, and I know we've talked about this a whole bunch, but how do you feel this impacts just some of the younger guys who maybe are less familiar with being in this situation where every game means so much for your postseason hopes?
Well, I think they've gone through it all year because every game does mean a lot. And that's the way that's the culture we've tried to create in our program, that every game is the most important because we're playing. And if you're a part of something, your name's attached to it, you should want it to be really, really good. You have to learn how to do that, especially when you're young. But we're at the point of the season now where I think everyone understands that. This game tomorrow is the most important game. And it's because we're playing. Doesn't matter who we're playing. And that's the mindset that we have to have. We have to have the competitive urgency every second that we're out there, every guy that's out there. And we have to play in a manner that's worthy of winning. And if we do that, hopefully we can win the game.
Go next to Hank Kurz. Yeah, you're on mute again, Hank.
Yeah, I seem to do that a lot. Jeff, coming from VCU, way back when, what's your reaction to the NIT kind of dismissing those conferences when choosing a field for their tournament, and leaning heavily on the Power Six?
Yeah, I mean, it's they have a right to their decision. I mean, I really don't know a lot about it. I haven't studied it much. I've heard of it. My reaction right now is, again, I'm worried about us, man. I'm worried about Florida State. I can't give energy to stuff that I can't control. And so I really don't have much of an opinion on it. I loved my time at VCU. We participated in the NIT when I was at VCU. My third year, we earned the right to be a part of it. But right now, I'm focused on my program, and that's it.
Speaking of just the power of college basketball and what makes it so fascinating to people, a Florida Gulf Coast, winning a couple games and all that stuff. What does this NIT focus on Power Six, deprive the people of?
Well, I still think you'll still have that, because you'll have that in the NCAA tournament. You'll have those stories, where teams get hot and they go on a run. You look at Florida Atlantic last year. I heard the end of Micah and him talking about those Butler teams. You'll have that. That will continue to happen. But I think all of us need to understand that college athletics and college basketball is not the same as it was when we were younger, as we grew up. And everyone has to adapt to that and change and get used to it. Not saying we don't like it or we're going to like it, but that's the reality. Like, we have to deal in reality of where we are instead of constantly looking back. That's the way I feel.
Thank you, Jeff.
Well,
Go back to Jim Hammett.
You know, obviously making shots is a big part of it, but what did you like from Bub's approach these past two games and, you know, what he was able to do?
I thought one of the biggest things in the last game was that he didn't get in foul trouble, so we didn't have to sit him for long periods of the game. But I just think he's been aggressive in taking what the defense gives. You know, against Boston College, you know, they didn't defend him out to the three as much, probably looking at his percentages, and he was able to make them pay. They went under on some screens. He was able to make them play. You know, when he's had an opportunity, when they put two on the basketball, he gets off of it pretty quickly. Just reading what the defense is given, but also I think a big thing, especially against Boston College, was not being in foul trouble.
Go to David Teal.
Jeff, as you have prepped for FSU, what have been your impressions of Jameer Watkins, the transfer from VCU?
Yeah, been very impressed with them. You know, we played them. This is the second to the last regular season game, so I haven't really watched Florida State much this year.
Right.
And so this is, you know, probably Saturday night was my first time really diving into him, and I've been very impressed with him. How aggressive he's been. He's scoring the basketball. He's getting fouled a lot. He's shooting it from three well, although it's not a lot of volume, but he's really, you know, shooting it well, and just how confident and aggressive he is. I mean, he's been really impressive on film.